Lessons from the Deathworlder. The Intergalactic Academy of Zenith Prime was the pinnacle of learning in the known universe. Its sprawling campus floated above a radiant nebula, its translucent buildings glowing with the light of 1,000 stars. Students from every corner of the galaxy came to study here, their various appendages, limbs, and neural clusters buzzing with the excitement of learning from the most esteemed scholars of their species. So, when it was announced that a human, a being from a death world called Earth, would be teaching intergalactic history and strategy, there was a ripple of confusion and skepticism. Humans were a relatively young species in the galactic community, and their reputation was unique. Known for their unpredictable behavior and strange habits, they were considered more a curiosity than a source of wisdom. The students gathered early in the shimmering Hall of Luminaries, their desks arranged in concentric circles around a central platform. Some were gaseous life forms floating in containment spheres. Others were crystalline beings whose thoughts resonated like chimes. A few were insectoid, their many eyes blinking in unison, while a handful of reptilian and amphibian students hissed quietly to one another. "Surely this is some kind of mistake," said Lorven, a tall, azure-skinned Vrylan with bioluminescent patterns running down his arms. "Humans are chaotic. How can one possibly teach us strategy?" "I heard they wear primitive battle armor and eat food with their hands," whispered Zictrol, a spindly, insect-like Duran, with mandibles clicking in disbelief. Suddenly the doors slid open with a faint hiss. The room fell silent. A human entered, but to the students' shock, he didn't look anything like the esteemed professors they were accustomed to. He wasn't wearing the flowing robes of the academy or the gleaming uniform of a dignitary. Instead, he wore a simple pair of dark jeans, a slightly wrinkled t-shirt with the words "Keep Calm and Carry On" emblazoned on the front, and a pair of scuffed sneakers. Over his shoulder, he carried a worn leather satchel. "Morning, folks," the human said with an easy grin. "Name's Professor Alex Carter, but just call me Alex. Titles make me itchy. Let's get started, yeah?" The alien students exchanged bewildered glances. "This is the professor?" Alex strode to the central platform and casually dropped his bag onto it, pulling out a large cup of coffee and a tablet. He sipped the coffee and leaned on the lectern, seemingly oblivious to the stunned silence in the room. "So," he began, "intergalactic history and strategy. A lot of you probably think strategy is all about big shiny fleets and impressive tech, right? Wrong. Strategy's about understanding people, or beings in this case. It's about knowing your strengths and weaknesses and how to turn chaos into opportunity." Lorven raised a glowing hand. "Professor Carter, with respect, your attire and demeanor are unconventional. Are humans always so?" He hesitated, searching for the right word. "Casual?" Alex laughed, a sound that was startlingly warm. "Oh, you have no idea. Humans thrive on being casual. We have a saying, work hard, play harder. But don't mistake laid back for unprepared. When we need to get serious, we do. Trust me." To illustrate his point, Alex pulled a small, unassuming cube from his bag. "This," he said, holding it up, "is a chess set, an ancient Earth game. We've been playing it for thousands of years to practice strategy. Let's have a quick match. Any takers?" Zictrol clicked his mandibles skeptically. "A primitive game? Surely no match for the strategic simulations of the Jirin Collective." "Try me," Alex said, gesturing to the platform. The match began, and to the astonishment of the class, Alex played with a mix of bold moves and unpredictable gambits. Zictrol, whose species prided itself on meticulous planning, found his strategies crumbling under Alex's relentless assault. The human didn't just think several moves ahead. He adapted, capitalizing on every mistake with unsettling speed. When Alex delivered a final checkmate, Zictrol leaned back, his antennae drooping. "This game is deceptively complex. How do humans develop such intuition?" "Practice, failure, and a touch of chaos," Alex said with a shrug. "We learn by doing, and we don't mind falling flat on our faces a few times if it means we eventually get it right." The students leaned in, intrigued despite themselves. For the rest of the lesson, Alex wove stories of Earth's history, wars won not through brute force but through cunning and perseverance. He talked about guerrilla tactics, misdirection, and the infamous Trojan horse. His casual tone and humour made the lessons strangely engaging, and by the end of the class, even the most sceptical students were taking notes. Over the next few weeks, the students began to see their human professor in a new light. His unorthodox methods were as baffling as they were effective. Instead of lecturing endlessly, Alex encouraged debates, simulations, and hands-on problem-solving. He brought snacks to class, often sharing earth treats like popcorn or gummy bears with his bewildered students. But what truly shocked them was his ability to remain calm in high-stakes situations. During a surprise combat simulation meant to test the students, Alex calmly took command, organizing the panicked group with simple, direct orders. His strategies were unconventional. He used distractions, terrain, and psychological tricks that no algorithm could predict. The team won the simulation, and for the first time, the students realized just how formidable humans could be. The turning point came when the academy was unexpectedly attacked by a rogue faction. The students, frozen with fear, looked to their professors for guidance, but none had experience in actual combat. None except Alex. "All right, listen up," he barked, his relaxed demeanor gone. "You've got brains and skills. Now's the time to use them. Lorvan, secure the exits. Zictrol, coordinate with the Academy AI to monitor enemy movement. Everyone else, stick to the plan I'm about to lay out." His voice was calm but firm, his commands precise. The students, fueled by a mix of fear and admiration, followed without question. Under Alex's leadership, they outmaneuvered the attackers, using tactics that seemed reckless but worked flawlessly. When the dust settled, the academy stood unscathed. In the aftermath, the students gathered around Alex, their respect for him irrevocably changed. Lorven stepped forward, bowing his luminous head. "Professor Carter, we doubted you at first, but now we see why humans are considered unique." Alex grinned, leaning against the rubble with his coffee in hand. "Told you being casual doesn't mean we're not capable. Sometimes the best strategy is just to keep it cool." The class laughed, their admiration tempered with a bit of fear. They now understood why humans, despite their quirks, were not to be underestimated. And as they filed out of the hall, Zictrol muttered to Lorven, "If that's what a laid-back human is like, I don't want to meet one who's serious." Alex, overhearing, chuckled to himself. "Good call," he whispered, sipping his coffee. "Good call."